welcome back to another Bass and Brews podcast. It's Friday morning, or sometime after Friday morning, 4 a.m. for y'all. I hope you're having a great week. Hope you're ready for a great weekend. Today, we have a treat for you. We're supposed to have two treats. We'll talk about that in a second. But the first treat we got for you is Damian, a.k.a. Big D, Stretching Lines Anglers Gear from the Instagram is here with me. And he hasn't seen my name yet. I'm Stretch Lines Fishing.
I did see that. I saw that a while ago, and I was like, I must be missing something.
Well, I'm fat. Stretch Lines being fat. Know what I mean?
No, I have no idea what you mean. Yeah.
This is already starting off bad. He can't even get fat jokes. So, man, what's up,
dude?
What's up, man?
Seriously? Fat jokes? Come on. Yeah, I'm good. We're start of the new year. We're starting to get everything going, getting ready. I can't wait. We just got 2 feet dumped on us up here, so I was hoping for open water. It's not going to happen.
Well, you're just a little too far north for that. So, we are supposed to have today, we're supposed to have Steve-O, OG Scuba Steve, here co-hosting, guest co-host with us tonight. But he has not shown up. He is, he's pretty late. He's 30 minutes late. And so we started without him. If he shows up late, we're going to give him a hard time.
Oh, we're going to give him a hard time either way. It doesn't matter.
That's true, but he's going to get even worse then. Well, look, y'all, welcome to the Bass and Brews. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube under Swamp Rat Fishing. Want to thank HOOKSET HOODLUMS. They are crew. I'm not wearing my HOOKSET HOODLUMS hat today. I'm wearing my business hat, Crusher. And I'm wearing this hat because if you see that awesome leather patch, custom patch hats here in Raleigh, North Carolina, made this for me. And let me tell you, they got it going together. Check them out for some hats. This is not a sponsorship. They just cool-ass dudes, cool-ass product. Check them out. It's awesome. Big D, buddy, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Well, I'm Damian, a.k.a. Big D, as you see.
Time out. Welcome to Bass and Brews Podcast, your daily distraction from high-quality podcast content. All right, Big D, tell us about yourself.
CT resident, actually about 20 minutes from the HOOKSET headquarters, I guess you could say. They're in Meriden, Connecticut, so they're not too far away. I make baits. I'm a horrible fisherman.
Are you a masturbator?
Not quite yet. Okay. Almost. Not quite. Still have a couple other things I gotta perfect to get to that point, but we're working on it.
So you need another kid or two?
No, don't need no. No more of that. Yeah, no. Yeah, I got 2 kids. Speaking of which, 11-year-old and 2-year-old, and both of them outfish me. My wife outfishes me. Shout out to the Teal Reel at Teal Reel.
That's so. What I mean, if you're making the baits for them, then you must, look. You should take that as a compliment. They're outfishing you with your bait, your lures.
Honestly, Paul, I make a good bait, and a lot of guys will say that. I'm sure there's some people out there that say I make crap, and I can help people with colors and things like that. But you put me in a boat and ask Delirious. Last year, our season was horrible. We put 1 fish on the board the whole season. But when we weren't in tournaments, we were catching fish. I don't get it. So, other than that, that's my fishing experience. I'm not the greatest fisherman. I love to make baits. Yeah, I mean, my full-time job. I'm a firefighter EMT for a small town in Massachusetts. I pick a lot of grandmas up off the floor. That's what we do.
Life alert calls.
Yeah. Very little fire action, so I guess I'd be more of an ambulance driver than anything.
The boo-boo wagon.
The boo boo wagon, yeah. Yeah.
I did not make that up. That shit makes me laugh every time I hear it. Every damn time. But my buddy Steve down here in Raleigh that we do a lot of fishing with is an EMS. I might be a paramedic. I don't know. But anyway, he, I'll text him, hey, bro, you going fishing tomorrow? He's like, nah, man, I'm on the boo-boo wagon tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's our number one. We can run anywhere between 8 and 12 calls a shift, and I can tell you about 10 of them are probably EMS calls. So.
That's why I was a wildland firefighter, because when we showed up, something was on fucking fire.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, either something was on fire or we was about to put something on fire.
Exactly.
But there was going to be fire some fucking where. I can almost guarantee you.
I honestly give you guys credit. You guys have way more balls than we do and I mean, we have a few guys that do that too, but there's nothing between you and the fire. Like, it's not like you have 1,000 gallons of water in a truck behind you, putting fire out.
Yeah, we don't run into burning buildings where you get disoriented with smoke and can't find your way out. So, look, if the woods behind my house, I'm pretty sure I just said this shit on a podcast here recently too. So y'all don't give a shit if I'm repeating myself or not. I'm gonna say it now because we got a firefighter in the house here.
It's old age. It's
on fire.
Okay.
Yeah, the wood's on fire in the backyard. I'm out there probably in my Crocs and shorts, taking care of business. I'm calling, tell them to sit and this and that. My house catches on fire. I'm getting my dogs out. I'm turning a water hose onto the gun safe, and I'm getting my fishing shit out. And then I'm calling the fire department to come to the house because I don't do burning buildings.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, I just getting dropped in the middle of the woods somewhere. It's just one of those things. I give you guys so much more credit.
I don't do it anymore, but yeah, you get dropped in the woods and you get MREs for 4 or 5 days, and the only wash you get is with whatever towelettes you brought with you, or if you find the creek. Good times. We can talk about that shit all night now because that's some fun time. I got some stories with that. Tell us about stretching lines.
So stretching lines, I started in 2018. It was more of an apparel company, actually.
And what's the full name?
Stretching Lines. So it's Stretching Lines Anglers Gear right now. It will be changing over probably within the next, I want to say 6 to 12 months to Stretching Lines Bait Company. Just because we're getting out of, we're not focusing as much on our apparel as we are our baits. So we're going to change all that up.
I didn't know you started out as an apparel company.
Yeah, the first year.
You got some badass apparel, but I didn't know that. I thought you were all
okay. It was I was self-taught graphic design. It was probably about 10 years prior to. I just picked up Adobe and started messing with some stuff, and I had
Bo, I forgot the second most important thing we're known for. The fuck are you drinking tonight? Look, jeez, where the fuck is Alex at? Y'all, somebody, please get Alex off that fucking boat and bring him back to the podcast. I'm out here, damn running. We 9 minutes and 20 seconds in. I just remembered, oh Lord, what you drinking tonight? Tell us.
So I actually am doing something a little different tonight. Plus, I didn't have any beer in the fridge. This is Spiked Smoothie from Connecticut Valley Brewing. It's actually my wife's. It's actually not bad. I'm usually like an IPA kind of guy, but
does that got alcohol in it? How many?
I'll say it's like 6.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
Yeah, it's a good one.
Look, y'all, I'm down 10.
5.
Okay, that works. It's more natural light. I'm down about 10 pounds. I got about 40 to 50 more I want to lose. So I'm yet again back on the White Claw surge. And let me tell y'all, it's got 8 alcohols in it, and it's delicious. Like I can drink 2 or 3 of these and be so happy. And go to bed at night, and I wake up at 1 to go tinkle, and then I'm back to sleep.
That's like this.
A headache.
I've never had one of these before. And I was like, it's a raspberry lemonade, so it's not bad. It's refreshing.
So what you're saying is your wife's going to go try to get her little drinky poo after putting the kids to bed tonight. She's going to come in there and start screaming at you because you done drank her shit.
She's probably sleeping already. I pulled this out when she was sitting back here with me. I was like, hey, I'm going to have this. It was either that or she likes ciders and she likes sours. So, which actually might after this might be down east cider donut.
I ain't a big cider person, but I'll tell you what, you give me a damn sharp, tart ass cider, and I will drink the ever-loving shit out of it.
Yeah. No, it's good. I've had one of those before. It's really good. And they're made right in Boston, so.
Boston.
Boston.
But nothing beats a White Claw Surge, y'all. It's got 8 alcohols in it. All right, so let's get back to the topic at hand. I don't even know where the hell we were because I ain't taking notes. Stretching Lines. Stretching Lines was an apparel company. You make lures, baits, and then now you're changing your name. So where are we going from there?
Yeah, so we're gonna go to Stretching Lines Bait Company because we're focusing more on baits, our soft plastics, our jigs, some terminal tackle I have in the works. And then I got some other stuff that I'm working on. I've dabbled in. I've tried many different things. Actually, a little story, but how it started was I started getting pro staff guys because that's what you do when you get a company. You try and get a ton of pro staff people and be like, hey, can I get free stuff kind of thing? Yeah, whatever.
Whoa. You gave them free stuff, not discounted? Oh, shit, man.
Paul, you get – honestly, like I said before the show started, the biggest thing is shipping. You pay shipping, I'll send you a couple of bags of baits. I don't care.
Look, all Wild Bill gave me was 15% off and a prostate agreement for being on HOOKSET HOODLUMS.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
He did really? Huh.
Yeah, I got an email saying prostate agreement. I'm like, damn, I'm not even 40 yet.
You got 15% off? I didn't get anything off.
You have to take that up with Wild Bill.
No. I mean, that's what people expect when they ask you, like, hey, can I be a part of your staff and get free stuff? It's like, come on, man. But that's a whole different road. That's a whole other tangent.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of staff guys, and one of them was like, hey, are you going to do anything else? Are you going to do baits or anything like that?
This was clothing at the time.
Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't plan on doing anything else. And I ended up going to fishingskirts.com, bought a bunch of jig heads, bought a bunch of skirts, threw them together. People started getting interesting. So then I worked my way into getting a bunch of soft plastics. I got a couple molds and I started messing around with it. And it was a slow process. It was a very slow process. So it was probably about a year and a half. So 2018 to I'd say probably close to 2000. Well, in 2020 is when I started really pushing out plastics.
So you went from apparel, you had some folks be like, hey, you're going to do something else. You got into the jig world. You got into the plastic world. What's kind of the main thing that you're making right now that people are buying or that you're shipping out?
I mean, the soft plastics, for sure. A lot of people, I try to keep things basic as possible. Like I'll buy molds, and if they don't sell, I'll get rid of them. Mm-hmm. So now that I have kind of a grasp after a couple of years of what sells more than others, I'm actually working on designing specifics to those ones that sell the most. So, I mean, our soft plastics obviously are heavy. I get a lot of people that are interested in the jigs right now. But the soft plastics I'd say between our thick sticks, which is our stick style bait, and our creature crawl baits, they're off the wall. People love those. Basic.
What? How did you come up with a plastic formula?
So that's a good question. Actually, there's probably a handful of companies out there that create plastisol. So it's what most soft plastic baits are made out of. and there's different formulas starting from soft to saltwater blends. And so I tried many companies. Some of them are way better than others. And I didn't want to like kill myself either, because some of them are so potent when you heat them up. Oh my God!
Are you taking home your respirator from work?
I should have with some of them.
Because you're down in the basement cooking in the microwave, right?
Yeah. Microwave, and now with production, we're working our way into big Presto pots, so I can do about a gallon at a time in one pot. So I can bust out more baits as I go, as long as I'm filling all my molds and the cavities I have in my molds.
So let's stop right there, because I'm super curious. Like I've got bees, and when you melt down wax, a lot of people melt them down into big old turkey crock pot roasters because of size. And anyway, like it's something that on the bee side with that, it's something that you don't clean up. Like you have your melting pot that you melt that shit in, and it's just nasty as hell because you can't clean it.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have to clean every time? Like, how does that work?
So basically what happens is once your plastisol gets up to like, it's between 315 to 350 degrees, it's still in a liquid form, but once that cures,
at that temperature, you could deep fry a turkey in that shit.
You can deep fry your hand.
Yeah, but we won't eat the hand.
Yeah. You would want to eat that anyway. I mean, it's just.
I think it'd be pretty.
It would be interesting, that's for sure. It's very very hot. Luckily enough, and knock on wood, I've only been burned a couple times. What I use Pyrex cups because they can hold the temperature.
That's right.
So prior to doing the pots, Pyrex cups, I would heat the plastic up in that. Prior to doing that, I add my glitter, I add my pigment colors or pearls, whatever it is, and then you heat it up to that certain temperature, because if not, what happens is it stays really like sticky. And it doesn't cure. It's nasty. But once it cures, you can, like, if it's on the table, you can just roll it up. It rolls right into like little balls. You just toss it. That's all.
Okay, so it peels right, kind of like paraffin wax if you do a hand dip or foot dip in paraffin.
Yeah, wax. Kind of similar. It
peels right off all clean, like it was never.
Yeah, yeah. It's like literally. It's like caramel almost. Like, if you were to splat caramel and it dries.
Are you saying caramel? Down here, I think we call it caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah,
caramel. Caramel. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like that. On like a wax paper, it rolls.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so what are you marketing your soft plastics? Is it been word of mouth? What's been what's been generating business and why people are buying your lures versus somebody else or getting a name brand from the store? What's bringing them back to stretching lines?
So the biggest thing I think a lot of guys get from it is the formula, and this kind of goes back to the other question you had. I found a formula that I really like that does not it doesn't rip apart after your first fish or second fish or third fish, even 4 or 5. I found a formula that works and lasts a little longer, but still has good action to it. Okay. And I think that's a big thing a lot of guys like, especially the guys that buy like the thick stick or stick bait. They throw that thing 3, 4, 5 times and don't have to replace it, where I'm not going to say other brands or companies, you get 1 or 2 fish out of it and it splits in half. That's a big thing. A lot of people like
on that, there's that fine line between action and durability.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There is a
that's
huge
and
line.
some people will give up. Some people that either get their shit for free or are wealthy will give up durability for action.
Yeah.
Where there's the other folks that would rather have something that lasts longer, that maybe doesn't have the action. If you're into that kind of stuff. But yeah,
and that's the thing.
That fine middle line's cool.
It's one of those things. I actually my wife. I was talking to my wife the other day about it. Some of the girls that she works with at the hospital, their husbands fish, but because where we are in Connecticut right now, down here where she works, they're kind of closer to the shore. So they have a lot of guys that saltwater fish or brackish water fish, and they want that tougher bait. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, you tell me what they want and what color, and I'll make it for them. And I'll give them the same blend that I have that my guys at Bass Fish use, because I want to see if that durability will hold up for what they want. They may only get like 2 or 3 fish out of it, but other brands, they may only get 1 fish out of it. Those toothy critters are,
oh yeah,
it's tough. I mean, the saltwater. I have played with saltwater blends, 0 action, but
like a fucking stick.
Yeah, exactly. But when
I need a real stick bait. I don't need it to be like a plug.
Yeah,
I need it to be a soft plastic, but I need it to be as sticky as you can get it.
Yes. Yeah, so that's why I kind of stopped at the blend on that, which I used. The company I used, the Bait Plastics. And they're a larger company that supplies some of the bigger companies out there.
You should name your saltwater stick baits the ED stick bait.
The ED stick bait.
The erectile dysfunction stick bait.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be good.
It's not all the way hard, but it ain't soft either.
Yeah. Have you heard from him yet?
No, I've been texting. I just sent a message and it's like an alternate universe right now. Cody's live.
Yeah, I saw that.
Steve-O is nowhere to be found. Anyway, so you tie jigs.
Yep.
You got your soft plastics. Maybe there's another lure that we haven't talked about, but which one do you like making the most?
That's a hard question. So the hand tying jigs is fairly newer to me versus, and I don't use the bands. That's the thing. I don't like the rubber bands. I hand tie with wire, but I think there's a creative part to the jigs with painting the heads and doing different things to the heads to make them look like cooler. If anybody's ever seen our Instagram page and they've seen the coolest one that I like, which may not work for up here, it may work for you guys down there, it may work for somebody out in Cali, is the Miser Molten Crawl, or Miser Molten, and it's blue, black, white, and green pumpkin, and the head is white with a black speckle on it. I think it looks cool to me. The same with like our baby bass swim jig. I just think the colors out of that like pop. So I'd say I'm probably more proud of making jigs now because I think it's new to me. The soft plastics, I get guys that love when I do funky off the wall colors,
Mm-hmm.
The fire crawl has always been a huge one that everybody loves to get.
Yeah.
What else? I did my baby bass. Everybody loves the baby bass. It depends on how much time you want to put into something to make something look a little better. Because I could spend hours making and blending a soft plastic with glitters and pigments to just have like that perfect little unique look to it. And it would be okay for like somebody that's doing like a custom order where they're only going to get 1 or 2 bags, but putting hours into something and to make hundreds of them or thousands of them is kind of tough. So I would go with the jigs right now, just because the colors I'm trying to come up with, they pop. And
how do you paint those jig heads? Do you have an airbrush? Is it some kind of hardening paint? Like, are you just out there with some nail polish?
No.
and a brush like me?
No. So actually, I'm using a chip-free paint. It's not even a paint. It's actually like a rubber. So going into the lead world a little bit. So I'm trying to create lead-free because we're right on the line of Mass, and Massachusetts only can use lead-free. I want to say Maine is the same, and I think New Hampshire might be, but I'm not entirely sure. So lead, the melting point of lead is completely different from the melting point of bismuth, tin, which is lead-free. It's a lot lower. Bismuth is a lot lower and whatnot. So with the lead, I use it's called Stardust. And what it is you heat your jig up, you dip it in this stuff, then you heat that back up, and it melts these little, they look like little balls almost, or ground plastic, small, finely ground plastic, and then it melts and it cures to it, and it basically coats the whole jig in rubber. And I've done a few videos, live feeds, where I'll hammer on that thing with a hammer and hammer it flat, and it won't chip.
Nice.
It won't come off. So I really, really like it. It's phenomenal. I wish that I can use it on bismuth, but because of the melting point, I can't.
It'll melt that shit.
Yeah, it disintegrates it.
You'll just have a colored soup.
Yeah, exactly.
Of bismuth and dye.
Yeah. So
interesting.
So that with the lead, it's different than the bismuth. The bismuth is actually a epoxy paint. So it's like a dust. Mm-hmm. It's the same process. The only difference is after you dip it in the paint, you actually put it in the oven for 30 minutes. I use I don't use my house oven. I use like a toaster oven.
I imagine that if we were to come to your house and go down to your basement, there would be a nice ass range oven, probably a really nice microwave. Who we got in there?
You want to say hi? Come here.
What's up, knucklehead? Oh Lord, look at that knucklehead.
This is Nolan.
What's up, Nolan?
He's saying hi.
What's up? You don't understand country, do you?
Now you can talk to him.
Oh, look at him. He got some red hair on. You got strawberry hair?
It's blonde.
Why are you gonna pick on colorblind people in front of your son? What's up, Nolan?
You say night-night?
Night-night.
Mom's standing over in the doorway.
Oh, hey, come here, Mom. Come say hey, Mom.
He says you want you to say hi. She's like, no.
What? Oh, Lord. Mine won't come on either.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, so the epoxy paint versus the Stardust. The epoxy paint chips, downfall of it. But yeah, that's what I'm using for that. That's my other. I did a lot of I do quite a bit of research and videos and stuff like that to see the best things to do and all that, and coming up with the Stardust, which a lot of guys complain about their baits chipping. So why not trying to find a solution around it? Or, for instance, my soft plastics, like, I'm tired of buying a bag of so and so, and I use the whole bag in one day. I mean, why not try and find a solution to save people money? Yes. Do I make more money off of it? No. But are you happy that you don't have to spend more money? Yeah. So are you going to tell somebody else about it?
So yeah. Are you going to tell me that you're going to figure out how to make me a stick bait? Not an ED stick bait, just a regular old stick bait. that I can wacky rig and not lose every time I fucking catch fish? Are you telling me you're going to make that happen for me?
So you said you wanted black and blue and watermelon. I already have it written down. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna need your address, and I'm gonna send you some.
Sure. Do you want it now or do you want it later?
I'll get it from you later.
Okay. I mean, I tell you now, because if anybody else wants to send me some shit, I'm more than happy to do whatever it use it with.
That's a good point. All right, what's your address?
121 Ribbon Walk Lane in Holly Springs, North Carolina.
Ribbon Walk?
Yep. 2 words.
And what town was it?
Holly Springs. Holly Springs.
Holly Springs.
North Carolina.
What's the zip?
27540.
27540. All right.
You know this podcast is about content creators, about anglers, about bait makers, all this other stuff we talk about too. We always want to be able to talk to the folks just getting into it, the folks kind of in the middle, and even if it makes sense, so the professionals. And we've had some folks up in this podcast that are professional anglers in their own right. What advice would you have besides don't do it? If somebody wanted to start, let's say, pouring their own baits, pouring their own soft plastics just to save money. Well, that brings up, let's stop there. Is somebody going to save money by saving up all their soft plastics and melting them down and pouring their own baits? Are they going to save money doing that? Like, does that equate?
So
you tell
I tell you what, go ahead and do that the first time, and I want you to tell me what it's going to smell like after you do that.
I'm not doing it. I've got a whole bucket of soft plastics back there, and I'm sitting there looking at that shit going, ain't no way in hell no, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to save them up. I'm going to find somebody here locally that's doing that. I'm going to give it to them. Probably.
There's a lot of guys out there that do that. So
yeah.
And I mean, a lot of those guys will pick certain things that they like to do. So whether they have a certain creature they really like to use that they can find that mold for, and remelt it down, dedicate a microwave to it, get the injector, get the mold.
So I can't go, I shouldn't go heat this shit up into my microwave in the kitchen.
No. No.
If I do and I get in trouble with the beardess, I'm going to give her your phone number.
Okay. You want it? You want my phone number?
Well, I mean, I've already got it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, even there's some pros out there that pour their own plastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing at all. A lot of guys that do that, like I said, though, it's particular things. They don't have, they may not have like 3 or 4 different crawls or creatures and stick baits and trick worms and this, that, and the other thing. But it's not a horrible thing. I do warn you that if you're going to go start melting plastics and stuff like that when you start mixing different brands of plastic, they could be made from different types of plastic. So there's possibility of burning it. And if you burn plastic, oh my God, it really, like, literally you don't want to breathe. That's one way to do it. If you burn plastic and you're anywhere near it, it takes your breath away.
I have thrown a lot of shit into campfires. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Let me tell you a quick story. Hold on.
Oh, I like this. I like stories.
Let me tell you a funny ass story. All right, this one of my buddies, Hicey, who listened to an episode or 2 here recently. Old wild and firefighting buddy. We when we were at the bunkhouse, we used to have Weenie Wednesday, and we would get off work. We go build a big ass. I wouldn't call it a campfire; it's a bonfire. Big ass fire. I mean, it'd just be stupid big. Anyway, we build it and drink beer and liquor, but it's called Weenie Wednesday because we would cook hot dogs. They were always Red Rockets, and always Bunker Hill chili, and we eat hot dogs, right? And we do it. Well, me and him, everybody else was gone. Me and him was left over. It was late in the season, and there was a cabinet of canned goods that had been up there so long that nobody knew how long they'd been up there. So we used to have we cut down this oak tree that was hollow in the middle, and one day I took a beer can and I set it on top of this. So the stump, the tree was sitting in the fire straight up, and the fire's coming out the hollow top of the thing. And so I was like, I set a beer can on there, and all of a sudden, after a couple of minutes, it exploded, went everywhere. So we thought that's funny shit. So then I put one upside down, and all of a sudden it's upside down, and all of a sudden you hear, in the bottom of the can went straight up. We're like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. And the bitch took off like a fucking rocket. So I don't know how much beer we wasted, but what I'm leading to is we got to the point we're like, I wonder what canned goods do in a bonfire. And so we put cans of shit in that fire, and they were exploding. Let me tell you something. A can of peeled tomatoes in a fire, y'all gotta try it. I mean, it is amazing. It is a huge boom. Shit goes everywhere. It's so fun. But you got to be drinking first. Don't do it sober. It ain't no fun sober.
No.
But anyway, talking about burning plastic, I've thrown a lot of shit in fires.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And then
it's like melting your Crocs. It's like melting your Crocs when you set them on the edge of the fire on the ring, and you're like, damn, my foot getting hot. And you lift it up, and your Crocs are like half of them's on the fire ring. You're like, shit.
I can't say that I've never done that because I just got my first pair of Crocs for Christmas.
Oh Lord, don't ruin those yet. It's probably like peeing in a fire. If you ain't never peed in a campfire, you're missing out, y'all. Just
if you've no, that's just if you've never done it, there must be something wrong, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
But the other thing,
roses and cherries.
Oh yeah. The other thing is like some guys will throw in there like the hell's company is that?
Elastic.
Yeah, that shit. You can't melt that.
Look, you can't melt it in a microwave, but you put that bitch near any other soft plastic, it's gonna melt.
Yeah, exactly.
Heat. Elastic is immune to heat.
Yeah.
Put it beside a Yum Dinger, that bitch melts to nothing.
Yes. They do make now. It's called Z-Flex, and Bait Plastics sells it. Problem with it is, it's $100 a gallon. I don't even think it's a full gallon.
A gallon.
Yeah, it's crazy. But hey, if that's what you want to sell, and you want to sell it for whatever you got to sell it for to make that money, then that's a thing.
We'll get back to the initial question that sort of is talking about peeing and campfires.
Yeah,
is what kind of advice would you give somebody that wanted to start making soft plastics for, like, if they're local and have kayak crew, or they do a local bass fishing club and Wednesday nighters, and they want to start making some soft plastics? What kind of advice would you give them?
Honestly, the biggest thing is just save your pennies to buy what you want, and don't go cheap on your molds, because you want quality. I mean, I guess if you're gonna, it depends on your crew, I guess, but honestly, it's an expensive thing to get into.
So let's do it this way. Give me one thing give me the stupidest thing you did when you first started, and then give me the one thing that you thought was brilliant.
I think it's all stupid.
Okay. So do not. So what he's saying, y'all, is don't go into making soft plastics if you want to have a life and make money, right?
Yeah. I mean, and the other thing is, yeah, pretty much. And do your damn research. Like, that's the biggest thing. Is like I'm myself, I'm the same way. Like, I like if I'm doing something, I want it done now. Like I don't like to wait. But do your research. Look at things. You know, asking a question that's been asked 50 times is just it gets annoying after a while, and guys are just going to give you like stupid answers because they're tired of it. You know, it's one of those things. It's you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to continue to learn. It's just like anything else in the world. You know, oh, what's the best plastics? Well, I can tell you that there's umpteenth companies out there that use different plastics. Whether you're using Calhoun plastic, you're using bait plastic, you're using Dead On, you're using Do It, you're using MF. It doesn't matter. It's going to be what your preference is. You know, and that's the thing. Like you just got to do your research. I would say.
What are we researching? Are we? I'm guessing plastic.
Anything and everything. Anything to go along with the bait making world. Whether you're pouring jigs, you're tying jigs, you're making rods, you're doing soft plastics, any of that stuff. It's just it's one of those things you just got to do some researching. If you want to get into plastics, it's the biggest thing I can tell you is like I said, just do your research. Find somebody like a small company like myself or you know, somebody that's been doing it for a little bit and get to know the person and ask them questions that way. You know, because I could tell you right now, if somebody came to me like, hey, I'm starting out making baits, I'm like, okay, hold that thought. What do you have? Okay. Well, I tell you what, I'll send you a bunch of we call them pucks, is what's left at the bottom of the cups.
Oh, yeah.
I'll send you a bunch of those. You remelt it. You can figure out your temperatures, and you can go from there. That way you don't buy a gallon of plastic that's $50 and waste it.
Right. Okay.
You know.
Yeah, that is good. And I see a lot of collaboration online, Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram Live collaboration between folks pouring plastics typically.
Yeah.
And
all
I
the
see
time.
you on that. Yeah, y'all. So it's pretty cool to have that community and that collaboration.
Yeah. And the awesome thing about that is there's so many different styles out there. So you got the guys and the most talent in the soft plastic world are the guys that open pour. Those guys there, I tell you, come out with some of the craziest, wildest things. And there's actually a couple guys that they sell mainly all open pour stuff. And one guy that stands out the most to me and has a lot of awesome looking stuff is Paul Crew. And let me see if I can find his page, but it's a work of art of the stuff that he does because he mixes and blends colors together. So here's
okay, I got it. Paul Crew.
Yeah. And the colors and blends that he puts together is awesome. Like it's so unique and so different. And of course the camera's not going to focus on it like it should.
Yeah, too bright.
But yeah, I mean those guys that do the open pours.
It's not the Jake Paul Crew, is it?
No.
Spell his last name because I thought I saw it. C-R
K-R-E-W.
Oh, K-R-E-W.
Yeah, so it's Paul Crew, one word.
Yeah.
_, custom baits.
I got it. Paul K-R-E-W. That's his last name, Crew.
Yeah.
Cool. So, damn, brain fart. I forgot. Go ahead. We'll tell you what you was gonna say.
Yeah. So I mean, the open pour guys, which you get a lot of guys that are big into like swim baits, huge like big swim baits. Those are the guys. And we have one. I don't push it as much as I used to. It's a 6-inch paddle tail swim bait called the Fat Bob. It was it's handcrafted. I made it myself.
Was he like your lieutenant or captain on your shift?
No. Never had a Fat Bob. It was one of those things that came to me when I saw it. I was like, wow, all right, yeah. Ugly face, kind of, It's a very, very, very rabid looking bait.
Okay. So what you're saying, people named Bob are ugly and fat.
There's probably a couple. Yeah. Yeah.
But none of them were your lieutenant or captain or chief. Okay.
Nope. No, I'd never named anything off of anybody. Well, I say that. No, nothing's been named after anybody. But
so I've got a funny question for you. When we were getting this set up, me and you had some bantering back and forth. It was a good time. But I ask you to choose your guest co-host because you've been around the Hookset crew longer than I have. You know those guys. You know, like you make baits for pretty much all of them up in the Northeast. I'm pretty sure you supply them with their soft plastics. And so I was like, hey, man, let me know who you want to be on. And you came back with some shitty ass answer like, oh, I don't know. How about blah, blah, dee, this and that. And I'm like, no, dude, tell me somebody. I ask you, you choose. And then you're like, oh, I don't know. How about this? I'm like, look, rank them. Tell me, give me a list of names to start off with.
Yeah.
And I want to go down this list, and I want to know why the hell y'all got you rank these people like they did. Because you didn't know, he didn't know this shit was gonna happen. But this ain't no slight on Mr.
Well, I told you multiple different things, and then.
But look, I asked a simple question. All I need was a simple fucking answer. Give me a list of motherfuckers you want me to invite on guest co-host. The first was Steve, who is not here, and who is who I chose, and he ain't show up. So how do you feel about Steve being your number one pick?
That was. I should have put Delirious first.
Steve-O is the Ryan Leaf of Bass and Bruce podcast. He is the fucking biggest buzz in the Bass and Bruce podcast ever. Steve-O's new name is Ryan Leaf. Oh, I know. I'm getting him. I'm getting him. Yeah. Oh, I hope he comes on. This is the. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Bo, turn your ringer off. I don't nobody want to hear that shit.
Yes, I know, right? It's blowing up.
Look, this professional ass podcast. We don't want to hear. We can deal with churns up in the background being loud. We can't deal with phones going off. We ain't doing that. All right.
I know, meaning it won't stop now.
So, Bo, you got to. Oh Lord. Anyway, you got to take notifications off on your Instagram stuff, man. Get having them on.
Dude, I did. Our HOOKSET group, I do not have notifications turned on because I know exactly what's going to happen.
Look, let me get 3 White Claws on and see what happens on HOOKSET Hoodlums Pro Staff.
Oh, all right. My God.
So first, we're going to come back to Steve because apparently he's going to show up, and we are going to make sure he knows he's the Ryan Lee of guest co-host. Second is Cody. Why second? Why not first?
So I've had quite a few conversations with Steve, and that's why he was first. Cody.
We passed Steve. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Cody.
I picked Cody second because it's always cool to hear the knowledge that he has and the other things that he would come up with. And I say that very lightly because I know, and everybody else that watches this knows. But
Cody is like straight as an arrow on this podcast. Every time he's been on, he's just been not a lot of craziness. Now, I did catch him the last time he was on post-COVID. And so he's like, dude, I can barely stay awake. But he's always been cool.
We're not supposed to talk about COVID.
So who said that? All right. Third is your boy Delirious. I was appalled to see his ranking third on your list of guest co-hosts.
So there's a reasoning behind that. Because I know that that he works and he's kind of hit or miss usually during the week because of what he works and if we get storms and stuff like that. So I kind of ranked him a little lower that way. hoping that somebody else would take it, but nobody showed up. So
that's pretty much that's a shitty reason. I'm gonna tell you right now, because his work, you put him third. That's a shitty reason. If he wanted him first, he should have been first, and he should have been the first to say no, or as in Steve's case, the first not to show up.
Yeah.
Now the next two kind of hurt my heart a little bit. Kind of hurt my heart. The next two. So out of this list of 5, the last 2 are Bill and Rodney, in that order. And how in the ever loving fuck did you put Bill above Rodney?
Because I was just spurting out names because you asked. I needed them within 4 minutes, and I'm like, shit. Well, I don't know.
Does Bill give you money?
No.
I'm appalled by this, Rodney. I'm sad for this. I'm pretty sure you should not
Rodney,
be friends with Damian anymore.
I actually would like to have like I'd like to do something like this with Rodney or like a conversation. I don't know Rodney all that well. I just know him from HOOKSET, and he's one of the staff members with us. So he pops into our chat and gives me ideas and suggestions, but we're not I don't talk to him regularly, Like I talk to Delirious once a week usually, and then Steve pops on. I talk to him all the time. Cody is just interesting, and Bill is Bill. It's just
so what you're saying is you made a really big mistake by putting Bill above Rodney. Thank you. Yes. See, confirmed.
Yeah. Sure.
He couldn't answer it himself. I answered for him. I could see the nodding happening.
What? Why are you making me dig a hole?
No. This is podcast gold. At least for the HOOKSET Hoodlum people in the Northeast.
Oh, I know. I'm going to get all the tags and everything on Friday when this comes out.
It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to share it. We're going to love it. Here's what's going to happen. If Steve-O actually comes on,
we're going to log off.
We're going to be like, okay. And we're going to bring him on and be like, okay, this is, thank you for being on Bassett Brews, and then peace. All right. Back to some lure making and fishing.
Yeah.
Are you doing any? What kind of fishing do you do? Do you do a lot? I know we talked before, and you kind of don't do a ton, but
yeah.
What's your fishing background?
Actually, it's so it starts about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I'd say. Like I said before, I grew up in South Florida, but the fishing I did in Florida was very minimal. It would be like if my dad went out, we were going camping.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody he works with is like, hey, we're going out to the jetty. Do you want to go? You want to go out? You want to bring your kids? Blah 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 blah. Stuff like that. But a few years ago, my oldest son got a little setup from my wife's cousin for Easter.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, you know what? I was like, let's go down to Dick's, down the road. We'll get our license. We'll get some stuff, and from there, myself, my wife, and Cody. Nolan wasn't born yet. Just we'd fish all the time. We get in the canoe, we go out and fish.
You named your son after Lockwood?
Yeah. I didn't know Lockwood at the time. He's 11, so.
Huh. Well, that's premonition right there.
Yeah. So it was just one of those things. Like we got on it, and then all of a sudden it just took off, and it's what it's been ever since.
Are you bank fishing, kayak fishing, out of boat? Or however you wet a line.
We did we did bank fishing, and I have a canoe.
Okay, nice. So nice. That canoe life.
Yeah. Yep. If anybody's ever seen any of my posts before, I actually converted my canoe and I put 2 coolers on the side, kind of like Cody has his little outriggers. I have 2 coolers on the side to kind of give us a little bit of stability. But I also got a boat.
Stabilizing with White Claw and natural light.
Yeah. Yep. We got a boat 2 years ago. It's a little 10-foot.
Nice.
Starcraft. I put a deck on it, trolling motor, and we've been using that. Actually, right outside this window here, there's a deck, a pool, and then a pond. That's right nice. There.
Hell yeah.
So, and it's a fairly large pond, and the depths are like 30 feet or so. It's the one
Holy
that Bill.
shit.
Yeah,
That's big. That's at least deep.
yeah. Bill bitches about it all the time. He hates that pond. And we'll get into that, but we started fishing it. We go out there every weekend. We're here. We're always fishing here. That pond, and then that connects into another pond that we fish in. Bank fish usually over there. That one's full of smallies, pike, largemouth, all the little perch and panfish. This one doesn't have smallmouth, doesn't have pike, but it has those little toothy bastards.
Jackfish.
Pickerel.
Jackfish.
Pickerel.
So you said Bill hates that pond. We'll get into that later. Has now happened.
That goes with kind of how things have made this.
Later is now. Now, why does Bill hate that pond? Is this the pond that he was burning the wacky rig in?
He burns them in all of them. Come on. So
Steve came on and then it just disconnected. All right, go ahead. Tell us why Bill hates this pond.
So last year, I've been with Slay Nation since I started. So
Ricky Provolone, the head cheese.
Provolone. Woo!
Woo! Whoop, whoop.
So I've been with them since I started. And the year before, all of Frank's events never lined up with my schedule. I was either working that day or coming off that morning, and it never worked. So he's like, I'm looking for a second director for Connecticut. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, why not? I can make the schedule to what I want. That's awesome. Well, there's a lot of work to come into directing tournaments.
Go ahead. We're going to bring Steve when you're done.
All right. So there's a lot of work to directing tournaments. So I got all these events all lined up and everything. Our first event was held here at Glasgow Pond. It was so freaking cold that morning that the water from when we were reeling it in started to get in the eyes of our rods and start messing everything up.
You just got to dip them in the water and it unfreezes.
Yeah. There was 3 fish caught that day for the whole tournament.
Wonderful.
So it was a shitty start to the season there.
I got you.
We went back there.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We went back there again, and we've pre-fished it a few together. Actually, a bunch of hoodlums came out between Delirious, Miguel, my wife, and Joel, and we pre-fished it. Did all right. They caught some fish. He's a very tournament angler. He doesn't say anything, what he caught it on, stuff like that. But we went back for the tournament, and it was crappy for everybody. Nobody caught anything. So he hates it now. But he also hated all the ponds that I picked. So I don't know. Maybe he just hates me. I don't know. It might be possibility.
I mean, and you still put him at number 4 in your list.
Yeah.
Steve-O, look, dude, I'm glad you're here. We were worried.
I apologize. I'm a piece of shit.
You fucking let me down, dude.
I was on the phone doing house shit, man. You have no idea.
I made him list his top 5 people he wanted to be guest co-host. You were number 1. And hold up. Are you bald? Oh, wait. Bald or not? Damn, dude. Oh my God, Steve. Why do you even waste your dude? Just shave it.
I do. I've been lazy the last few days. I've been working too much.
Hey,
so he put you number 1 on his top 5 list of guest co-hosts above
awesome
Cody, above Delirious,
really,
above Rodney, and somehow Bill was even above Rodney, which makes no sense. We even had Bill on that list. And we chose you confirmed, and then we literally thought that something had happened to you, that Cody's loaded up.
Yeah, we thought you were dead.
To go check in on you.
No, I got stuck on a fucking phone call with electric company and then the cable company, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Well, we talking about fishing, and we about damn done now. Thanks for showing
Hold
up.
on.
That's about how long it took for me to actually do the intro cracking a beer.
Yeah.
It was about 15 minutes in. It's been a shit show since we started, for sure.
Well, I'm here now. What'd I miss?
Everything.
Well, he's making a new. All right, so thank y'all for everybody for joining Bass and Brews podcast.
Alex is gonna curse. When Alex sees this, he's gonna curse me out so bad.
Yeah.
Look, Alex ain't here. He ain't putting nothing out on the internets. He ain't editing nothing.
I gotta say, this hat looks amazing.
It is a beautiful hat. I do like that hat.
This hat, you may be able to get a couple at stretchinglines.com. I'm not sure. Stretchinglinesanglersgear.com. There might be one.
All I know is why
Probably
the hell
not,
did you
right?
send Steve-O a triple XL? I mean, geez, dude. Steve-O, you look like that guy off of Beetlejuice with the shrunk head with that big ass hat on.
Bro, these hats, it's a snapback, man. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Shit, maybe you need to grow some hair out and make it fit better.
Nah, it's good just like this, man.
Look, man.
Well, Paul, see? we all can't be blessed with wonderful hair, Paul.
Paul's got emo hair.
Look, I got flowing locks.
Looks like he just fell out of a My Chemical Romance video.
Look at this though, guys. Oh yeah.
That is beautiful mutton chops.
My wife wants me to shave off the mustache. I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
That's the whatchamacallit.
She wants me to go like full Wolverine and just have it here and here. I'm Wolverine, like, I can't do that.
Do you use any of Damian's soft plastics?
I have a whole backpack full of Damian soft plastics.
What's your favorite?
I like the paddle tail. I think you changed it though, but I like the old Did you change the paddle tail?
No. I have two different sizes.
I like the old paddle tail and the I believe 4-inch was the bigger one.
4.5.
Yeah, I like that one I use that on the chatterbaits a lot. And the Rattle Bug, man. I'm just because it started shit, so I use it. I'm not really a stickworm guy. And also you had a Ned one that worked pretty well too. What was that Ned? That drop shot bait?
The drop shot bait or the Ned? I have a 3-inch Ned.
The drop shot bait.
Yeah, the leg drops.
Yeah, the leg drops. I like those two. Those three are probably my top 3.
That's a big seller of mine too.
And that new craw he's got coming has piqued my interest.
Coming, it's working. It's in the works. It's sitting out now actually at the machine shop. So
that's awesome, man.
They're gonna look at it and see if they can make a prototype, and I'm gonna shoot it and see how it works, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, man.
That's my next step. That's the other thing that we kind of didn't talk about is the progression of going from just making baits to actually being something more than just your typical bait company, is your own custom baits.
Yeah, you're not just pouring them into mold everyone has.
Yeah.
So then talk about that, man. What's the plan for Stretching Lines moving forward?
So we're working on a couple different crawl creature molds right now. And then I'm also going to work on, I have a few designs for a chatter style bait and also a trick worm style bait. Because your stick baits, I mean, there's not a lot you can truly do to make them different.
I don't know. You ask Wild Bill, and this stick worm is the fucking greatest bait ever made.
He loves that thing.
Yeah, well, he uses it as a crankbait, so.
Yeah.
No, he's used it as it's a top water crankbait.
Yeah.
Look, he reeling that bit so damn fast it can't even stay on top of the water.
Nah, it's
amazing.
He puts a bobber on it so it stays on top, and it just
it's amazing that he actually catches fish with those fucking things.
It's one of those things up here.
Well,
a lot of guys throw stick baits up here.
He only catches fish enough when he slows down because he he has to paddle or do something, and it slows down enough that that fish can catch up to it.
Yeah.
D, you're going to the Jigs and Big, right? No?
I'm not, no.
Oh, that's right. You're working, right? Playing fireman?
I got some stuff going on that day, yeah.
Hey, we can talk about that in a minute. Let him keep talking about his damn. Don't come on here and hijack my shit talking about no jugs and bugs bullshit.
Because obviously you're making jigs as well. You know, I've got a bunch of Damian's jigs also. I've given the run to chat his earlier bladed ones. In a minute.
That actually, me and Paul were talking about that before because I'm actually in the process of getting my own lead mold made as well now. Just because I don't want to. I have an idea.
You mean tungsten?
No, it'll be lead free. Lead free.
I'm curious. This curiosity killed the cat and also got you a ticket. When the game warden shows up down where, because y'all can't use lead, right, Steve?
Who? I use it the fuck I want. This is a free country, America.
So if you fish in a place where you're not supposed to use lead fishing weights, do they check that, and how do they check it? They do.
They check it. They actually, what they do is they'll shave
it.
Yeah, they'll do something like that, or they'll stick it.
See, what? In Maryland,
like an awl or something like that, like a little awl, and they'll stick it.
Awl.
See if
OIL,
AWL, AWL.
Oh, an owl.
Jesus Christ, I can't do this anymore. And you know what the worst part is?
It sounded like you was talking like motor oil. It's an owl. A makes an owl sign.
All.
Oh yeah.
No, that's ALL. All.
No, it's AWL.
Oh,
look,
yeah, I'm
in charge of this fucking podcast. What I say goes. If y'all want what you say goes, you go start your own damn podcast.
Fine.
In Maryland, they don't care they don't care about the lead shit. That's up in the high northeast, man. I guess from all the radioactive pollution. You know, a lead weight is gonna destroy the water.
The lamprey, Lamprey.
Yeah.
They eat those things and they die.
Oh, okay.
But,
all right.
But you know what gets me is they don't dive down 30 feet to eat shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Jigs are on the floor.
You don't know that. You couldn't even say the name. How you know how deep they dive deep?
There goes Paul again.
Yeah. On a tangent.
Look, Steve-O, we just roasted your ass when you texted us that you couldn't make it.
I never said I couldn't make it. I just said, give me 5 minutes.
5 minutes,
10
47 minutes in.
No, it wasn't that long ago. I'll be honest with you, man. I fucked up on the time when I was on the phone. I would have never called I would have never stayed online that long with the cable company if I would have saw the time.
All right, first off, who in the year of our Lord 2022 has fucking cable, Steve? I mean, geez, Louise.
I got 3 kids. Them motherfuckers got to watch cartoons, man.
Look, Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu.
The internet.
You can get one of those, and you don't have to wait on the cartoons to come on.
The internet is
you go get
of
the cartoons.
Cable.
Cartoons are on demand.
It's all on the same package, Paul.
Look, get Hulu Plus. And your kids can watch all.
Steve, you know why? Because he can't get cable there.
Look,
he's working off an antenna right now.
Bo, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm in bigger city than both of y'all combined.
Oh, look, whoa, calm down, guy.
Hulu Plus, and your kids can watch every season of King on the Hill on repeat.
God damn it, Bobby.
Well, that's pretty damn good right there. Look, when my kids get in trouble, and they want to watch TV, I'm like, okay, yeah, sit down. If they get all excited to sit down on the couch, I'll start King of the Hill.
That's a great cartoon.
It's one of the greatest cartoons ever.
Well, you're our Boomhauer.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I'm a little bit better looking than Boomhauer. We have gone way off the rails here. Steve-O showed
All
up.
right, so D,
Put this professional
let's reel this
podcast
shit back in. So
into
D,
some
where,
bullshit.
how are you looking like with bait distribution wise, like nationwide? Are you gonna be on like a major website soon, or like a tackle place? I see the Reaction Tackle shirt.
No, I'm pro staffing for them this year again. I haven't thought that far ahead. I guess I'm kind of sticking more towards local shops and whatnot.
Yes.
To produce that much and to get out that way is it's not out of the realm, but it's not. I'm just not ready for it. Yeah.
I mean, you have to mass produce a shit ton of baits.
That might be looking into maybe next year. Right now, I had Ryan come on board with me. He's helping me do some stuff. He's the business side of things. So he knows more about that. I'm more the hands-on guy. I've always been.
So that means no more free shit for no one.
He brought the business guy on. The business guy's like, "You're giving how many people free stuff?
You can't do this shit.
Nope, done."
No, I mean, and like I said, and he knows because we've talked about it and whatnot. Like, I donate to Candlewood Fishing Camp down in Candlewood, Connecticut. In Connecticut, Danbury. They have an awesome program down there. They do. I don't know how many weeks they are now, but I think it was they were 3 or 4 weeks. Kids will go out there and they have guys donate boats and guys that come in that are guides, and they'll take the kids out and they'll do a tournament for the whole, that group of kids, so they get, I send them a bunch of stuff every year.
Ryan was like, well, not anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck them kids.
Slay Nation, I do a ton of stuff for them.
Yeah.
Crazy Fishing, Crazy Fishing out of Mass, another tournament. Actually, one of my staff guys is putting on a tournament down in Louisiana in the next few weeks, so I hooked them up with some stuff. It's stuff like that. And the thing is I guess it depends on the business, like Paul has his own business, and I think it's a little different to go out and crush somebody's trash for free because, it's something that costs a lot more than a bag of baits,
Bo, no, we about to take this shit off the rails, saying shit like that. No. Cost is relative to the product that you provide.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So no, we ain't going there. Don't start this shit. Forget what you just talked about the last 30 seconds and let's get back into what Steve
Paul, you just crushed garbage, man. You fucking garbage.
No, but I understand because I was actually a diesel mechanic prior to being a firefighter. So I know what it costs to maintain that truck, what it costs to run that truck. It's a difference. Where
I used to sling cans. I was a garbage man on the back. Sir.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
That's it, man.
Hey, it's all money, man.
Look,
it's all money.
Kids love the garbage man.
Yeah,
that's not what I do. But how many pictures do you see, or
so do housewives.
Your kids? The garbage man comes around and they want to go out there and watch them dump the trash and shit.
Yeah,
housewives.
My kid does it here all the time
too.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. I mean, it's just if I'm going to send somebody a bag of baits, that's going to cost me, just say 50 cents or something like that. That's different. It's I try to help everybody because they're going to spread our name, me and Paul had talked about, the stick baits, guys that throw stick baits religiously, they don't want a stick bait that's only going to last them a couple of fish,
Yeah, no, I will say this. That stick bait, it is durable as shit. Your baits definitely are durable. That's one thing I will say, that the bait's adorable.
That's funny you say that because that's one of the things he talked about was the durability. I asked him, what are people buying? Why are they buying your baits? And
yeah, I mean, you're not getting 3-4 fish and then it's just destroyed. That's not happening.
Yeah,
I will say that.
it's one of those things, and I mean, I throw personally my two go-to baits is chatter.
Which we can't say for like the likes of Guggen and Strike King,
Yeah. And I mean, personally, like, even though I own my own soft plastic company, I still buy soft plastics from other companies. Like, I just hooked up with a guy, J-Bro Lures. He has a lot of smaller finesse stuff that I don't sell. And then, like, I use 6 Cents, some of their stuff.
That's right. Are you gonna get into? Sorry, man. You're gonna get into like a more finesse baits, like smaller, like a 2-inch craw, stuff like that. For strictly for finesse.
I would like to. And it's seeing what a lot of people want. That's the biggest thing is knowing what people want to see. Like, all right, hey, I want to see, our new one that I got is the 8.5-inch trick worm, and I bought that because I personally started throwing more trick worms this year, and I had people ask for it. It's the same with like the certain creatures, the smaller stuff. Like if somebody says, hey, or I get multiple people that say, hey, I really like this 2-inch like style crawl. Is this something you could do? And I look into it and see, Because
I'll tell you this, you had that long creature. I think it was called a dangler.
That's it's a 4-inch.
No, was that one of the ones? Was that one of the ones in the winter you were asking if you should keep or not?
It had the 2 claws on the back.
Yeah, that's what the hell was it called?
And it was like a long. It looked kind of like a stick worm with 2 claws on the back end.
Oh, you're talking about like the mugger crawl. It was a Ned crawl.
No. This one was like 6 inches long.
Or not mugger crawl.
I didn't order it. You kind of threw them in there. It was a bait you threw in with.
It wasn't curly tailed, right?
No.
These were just literally Ned crawls. They looked like Ned crawls. They were punch crawls, is what they were.
Yeah, but they were long, and
yeah, I'd say they're probably 4 inches.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would cut them down, and I was using those on my like micro jigs.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually Ryan asked me to keep that one. I was going to get rid of it. Asked me to keep that one just for that.
The one you're talking about has 2 claws and then 2 side claws, right?
And it had 2 feet off the side. It had 2 claws, one in a appendage in the middle, and 2 off the side.
No, the one that I'm talking about, it was a longer one. I had to be like 6 inches long, and it might have been wave. I can't. I'm trying to see it in my head. Actually, hold on 1 second. I'll go get. I got the bag in my car.
Oh Lord, fuck! We might as well end it right now. He's going to show up tomorrow. Well,
yeah,
hey,
right?
man, are y'all still on?
He's going to get lost in his bathroom.
Jeez. Up until he moved, that was impossible because he podcasted from the bathroom or the laundry room.
Yeah. There's so many different options that I can choose from for anything like, finesse and whatnot. It's finding what sells and what people want. That's the biggest thing. Like, like we talked about, you have certain plastics that you like to use, and that's it. Like I can ask all of my pro staff guys, like, hey, what do you want? And there'd be guys that say, oh, well, I only use stick baits, or I only use crawls, or I only use paddle tails, or I only use flukes. It's just one of those things. And to cover across the board, like one big thing that I did this year that I should have done last year is condense down my colors and what I sold, because I can have hundreds of colors. Am I going to be able to do that much? Like if no, I'm not.
Yeah, you don't want to keep that much material on hand to make all these colors.
I just got a little bit of stretch.
Hold on, bitch! I'm talking.
Just a little bit.
Get your shit together before you start talking. Yeah, I mean, like, let's be real. You're gonna have some kind of black and blue.
Yeah.
And we talked about this earlier. Some kind of black and blue, some kind of white pearl, and some kind of watermelon. something like that, right? That's pretty much the colors that most people are going to use.
I like the paddle tails a little bit, you know.
Hey, take it out. We can't see it because of the glare. Take it out and show us.
Listen. All right, relax yourself. All right, we're high class here. We just turned the lights down.
No, that doesn't work, dude. Oh my lord. This guy has his wife's makeup lamp. Put your hand behind it.
What are you, fucking blind?
I'm colorblind. Oh, that is pretty. Damn, I want to eat that. Looks like
what color is that?
This one is red with some black flake in it.
Yeah, looks like a Swedish fish.
Yeah.
So that's the paddle tails. Let me find that one I'm talking about.
Yeah, so we did a bunch of colors. We had a bunch of different style baits. So this year I've actually condensed down to where we're going to have our green pumpkin. We're going to have our green pumpkin purple, our black and blue, our black and gold. That thing. Yeah, that kicker tail worm.
Ooh.
So what I would do with this is I would cut it like right here.
Yep.
And I would put this on like my micro jigs or a smaller finesse hook on my BFS setups.
Yep.
So then you've got the twin tails kicking, you know.
Yeah. So that mold actually, I bought it because I thought it'd be interesting because you can multi-use it. Like that's the one thing that I try to think about too, is using different things. So like if you wanted just a trick worm, you could pull those two appendages off and you have somewhat of a trick worm. Or if you cut it down, like I did the same thing actually on some of my spinnerbaits. I used that as a trailer for that.
Look, that right there on a shaky head.
That's what I mean. This thing has got so much, and I mean, finesse wise, this is one of my last year my BFS was my biggest catcher. 80% of my fish were on BFS setup. Yeah. So it was all finesse. And so like something like this on, like you said, like a micro spinner, or even like now they got the micro chatterbaits.
Yep.
Just the action because obviously you can't put the whole thing. So I would cut it down to like where the body starts to thin out a little bit.
Yep.
And I mean, this thing is saturated with, it's got a bunch of purple flake in it, red flake. So I mean, and I had a couple colors of these, and actually I never ordered these. You just threw these in with like
that was one of those molds
that shit is Ryan here. Ain't nobody getting no shit thrown in.
No, that's the thing. Ryan understands, like especially for the guys that support me and support us. Like, you know, I'll throw something in that you don't have, and maybe you'll be like, you know what? Like you're out on the boat and you've like tried everything. You're like, you know what? I have something I want to try. You know, and that's the thing. Like, I try to do with everybody.
I'm not just talking shit, all right? You can see in this bag. This is a mixed bag. I got the white thumper, and then right next to it, because this is a bag I'll like throw in my pocket, is a bunch of the drop shot baits.
Yep.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
And those you multi-use. Actually, it's what's funny is last year I used that as like a small jerk bait. Yeah. I just Texas rigged it on a smaller hook. And I had a lot of good luck with that, weedless and whatnot. But like I try to get things that I can multi-use. That worm that kicker tail worm, it came and went because I actually didn't sell one bag of them.
And then so it was just
I've never seen anything like that. So it's just it's one of those things that it would just have to obviously if Zoom put that worm out, it'd be different than you giving it out, like and people being able to fish and catch fish with it. Like that would be something that might make it locally and regionally good. But I think that worm's that's interesting. That's an interesting lure. I kind of intrigued by that.
This right here, Paul, I don't know if you ever got your hands on these. This is the Rattle Bug. This is the highly controversial Rattle Bug.
Yeah. That one there was designed by HOOKSET HOODLUMS. The colors, not the bait itself. The colors were designed by HOOKSET HOODLUMS, and basically, you're lucky you got 2 bags. I still have those colors kicking around in my basement too. Ragetail lawyers saw it. So Ragetail is owned by Steve Parks, not by Strike King.
Yeah.
Ragetail. And there are a bunch of little vampires that scroll the internets looking for people that could be mimicking their baits, and which that doesn't mimic a Ragetail at all, or a
I will
Rage
say
Bug.
this: the Thumper was definitely one of my favorites. I mean, I've only got
The Thumper is another one that is multi-use. You can flip that thing. You can throw it on a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
You could Texas rig that thing. It's one of those things. I cut mine all down and throw them on my chatter trailer, on my jig trailers.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and then we got. I mean, like I've ordered, I don't know, everything. See, for me, like I like to use a Fluke. I like to use a Fluke on I'll use a Fluke on a spinnerbait.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it will.
I prefer using a non-paddle tail on a spinnerbait because the paddle tail makes it make it come up too much, and so if you're trying to burn it, you can't. It's harder to keep there.
My only suggestion, D, is to see if you could get a mold with a longer tail, where the tails come out a little longer.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I use these on my.
That was an accidental one. That mold, when I ordered it, I didn't realize it was a fatty mold. So if you hold that to a standard Fluke, that one's fatter.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, it's not like your standard Fluke. I personally like the fatter version, but I agree with exactly what you're meaning. But that is also one that's on my list of being replaced with a custom because I have an idea for one.
And then I don't know, are you keeping this one or you get rid
That's
of this
gone?
Guy?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so these right here are baits you can no longer get, but the movement on a chatter bait with this is actually really good.
Yeah.
Why can't you get that one?
Huh?
Is that the jitterbug?
No.
You said you can't get that one?
No.
I that was one of the molds that we ended up dropping.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I would do with this is I would cut it. You see the line, the hook line? I would cut it right at the hook line, and then I would thread the rest on, so it wasn't so much body. Yeah. But I mean, this ain't a bad bait. You just it's got its applications. That's all.
Yeah, and so the big thing, like with like a bait like that, or most of them is you look at, so being as small as we are, that one mimics. Is it Z-Man has one similar to that? I think.
Adrenal, X-Zone.
X-Zone has one similar to that. That's the thing is all these companies will come out with just a little bit of a tweak of a different version of it,
Yeah, that's the small paddle tail.
The 3.5s.
Yeah. Nice.
And that's the perch color, I believe. It's got some orange in it. Yeah. That's a normal color that we're gonna carry in that. But
this is a custom. This is a custom that he did for me. I requested a blood shad, and this one he did for me last year. And so there's a camera. There you go.
There you go.
So it's got like a red line in it, and then it's got a bunch of red flake to mimic like a injured fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's got like a clear silver hue to it, which it worked for me for what I needed it for, the application that I needed it for that tournament. I caught a fish on this as a trailer.
So what it sounds like is big. If you've got a customer that calls you up and they want a custom color, you're going to do your best to make that color for them, even if it's a pack or two of worms.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the one thing that I'm changing and we're talking about is when it comes to custom work, it will be done by the cup of plastic versus the bag. That way they get what they pay for.
This is kind of like, I don't know, was this a regular color D or was this like a mess?
That brown? That
like a motor oil color.
Texas.
Yeah, it's got a little bit. I believe. What's funny is right, because with the, I guess as a fellow hoodlum, D would send like my first big order. He sent me like a whole like cup of just random baits.
Yeah,
and it's like, I pulled a whole bunch out of that cup that I used.
Things you never think you would use, or like match up with different trailers and this and that, because you can have one of the most oddball looking jigs and match it up with something completely different color, and it looked like wicked cool. So,
like even this brown one, I don't know. Let me see if I turn the light up. Like if you could see like the hooks. It's been used a couple times. You can see like where the hooks came through, and I can still. This actually has a rattle in it.
Yeah.
This one actually has a rattle in it. So it's like an impromptu different color rattle bug. I think it was like a prototype rattle.
Yeah.
And you could see where I put the hook through, and I mean I could still hook this up with no issue, and I mean it's gonna last. I mean it's not, the body's not breaking up. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it took me quite a while to figure out the formula I wanted to use for it, for plastics. That way, and that's like I said before, it's just I'm trying to make it so that you're not going to buy 5 bags of them because you're going to go through them. But your buddy at the boat launch is like, oh, what do you call it on? And you're going to be like, hey, this plastic is, it lasts me a while. Pull that thing like.
This is the creamer dreamer, baby. I mean, this thing is not. And this is the worm I caught. This is, I think, the exact worm I caught. That fish. If you see the pictures with me and Cody last year, I'm holding up one, and it has the dreamer worm in its mouth. This is that exact worm. And I mean, look at that. And I fished this for like 4 hours that day.
Nice.
So I mean,
so you're gonna say hi. You call Damian up. Hey, what's up, buddy? Hello.
You got to go to bed soon because you got school tomorrow.
So what it sounds like, Big D, with you is you're gonna get a bait that lasts, and if somebody calls you up and they send you a picture and they're like, hey man, can you make this? You're gonna try your damnedest to get them that color. You're gonna get them the color that they want, and that sounds like is something that separates you versus some of the other lure makers out there, is that they're just not making their colors or the colors that sell, that you can call you up and say, hey man, I'm Paul. I'm looking for a moccasin colored stick bait.
Yep.
Can you make that? And you're go, yes, I can make that. It's gonna you have to buy at least 4 bags, but I can make that.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said before, like I try to do the things that people like ask for, but they can't find anymore. Like Gary Yamamoto used to make a black and gold stick bait, black with gold flake. He doesn't make it anymore. So one of the first tackle shops I went into, old timer, hey, can you make this? Yeah, absolutely. Dropped 20 bags off to him, and he sold out of them. He's like, I need more.
So that's the interesting part. You start talking about, well, hell, everybody's making stick baits in their garage, and everybody's pouring molds, but it takes. I think there's the opportunity there for people to be able to call you up and ask for a color, and you to produce that color for them. I think there's a lot to that. I think there's more to that than just pouring baits. I think that's a niche to carve out. It's not an easy one, but it's definitely a niche to carve out, to be able to have that person holler at you.
A nice touch too on these stick baits is that it actually has SL on the out towards the head of the bait. So it's like, you get guys that say, oh, this custom stick baits, and they're just using a mold they got off of eBay,
Yeah.
Where this is actually a true custom stick bait. It's got stretching lines in it. It's durable as shit. I mean, you're not, you know what I mean? And it works, man. I mean,
spit it out, Steve. Shit.
I'm not a stick bait guy. I'm not.
Yeah.
I fucking hate stick baits.
The custom bait making world is it's a fairly large. There's a lot of companies out there that do it, and some of them, like we were talking earlier, some of them do a phenomenal job with some of that stuff, like blending different colors together and whatnot. But like I said, like last year, red shad's not a normal color that I run. You can get it through who makes it? Powerbait makes one. Berkeley makes a
I
red
think
shad.
Yum Dinger makes a red shad.
Yeah.
Corporate will make a red shad. They're all a little different.
There's
but
a
they're
chartreuse
red shads.
green pumpkin, which this is actually becoming a real popular color with all bait makers now.
Yep.
And D threw this together for me I think early last year.
Well, that's kind of a perchy color, so that probably does real good where y'all are.
It's just chartreuse and green pumpkin.
Yeah. It's
all right. Look, hour and a half. I said we're gonna keep our ass on schedule today. We're gonna start wrapping this shit up.
Oh, bullshit, Paul.
Boom, bullshit, says the man that showed up an hour and 15 minutes late. You can kiss my ass, Steve-O. Kiss it. All because he wanted some damn cable. I mean, this man in the year of our Lord 2022 is worried about his damn cable.
All right, so
I mean, geez, good lord. All right,
Paul,
dude.
Paul, just shut up, okay?
Bo, I can't shut up. This is my podcast house.
I got a comparison. All right, so this is a fluke of an unnamed company. We won't say.
Steve-O's over here trying to catch up for the hour and 15 minutes. Come on, let's go, Steve-O.
And then, well, he just said, look. So let's compare. You know the. So you can see,
Your light's too bright. Take it to your left. There you go. All right, that works better.
Yeah, you can see the body's a little bit fatter. Not that much.
Hold it. Now turn it 90 degrees.
There you go. Turn the other one too.
I did.
Turn the other one.
I turned it. Goddamn.
It's too bright.
You see how that backbone's like a little thicker?
Yeah, I see it.
And then turn to the belly. Other way. One more.
But the original Fluke is a thicker bait.
Yeah. This.
Yeah, you can see it's got a little girth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
They all like
more pounds for the pounding. All right,
a bigger bait presentation means a bigger
Jesus
fish.
Christ, we're never going to end this motherfucker. He is literally trying to make up for all the time that he lost trying to get his kids' Cartoon Network when he could have just downloaded that shit on the internet for nothing.
Doesn't work that way, guys.
Long. All right, Bo. Big D, these are the questions that we ask at the end. Some of these we are known for. Some of these can make or break your career. So we're going to just get right into it.
Hey, Paul, wait. I'm waiting on some stickers, man. These stickers. Fish stickers. Yeah.
Stickers are coming.
If you fucking send the stickers out, I better get some stickers.
I'm working on like a 6-inch version of that.
Yeah,
I'll take a 12-inch one. Sticker.
Yeah, we know you will take a 12-inch one, you hug.
All right. Big D.
All right.
Hey, don't make me mute you, Steve. I will mute you. Shut the fuck up. All right, Big D. Crocs or flops? It's a shotgun round. You have to answer.
Crocs.
Okay, thank you. Jesus, good Lord. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No. What the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't say I wanted that. I just asked the question, bitch.
It's a dumb question.
These are Alex's question. Go figure.
The guy that's not here.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, cigarette smokers. Am I right? I mean, cigarette smokers be doing some weird ass shit. Putting pineapple on pizza is one of them.
Yeah, fucking A.
Jeez. And wearing thongs in the summertime. I just don't understand. You gonna spend more on a rod or a reel?
Rod, probably.
Okay. In a 3-hour session, do you want to catch 5 2-pounders or 1 7-pounder?
5.
5 2-pounders. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Wacky rig or Texas rig?
Wacky.
Slow jams or hype music?
Hype.
Okay. You eating largemouth bass?
No, I don't eat any seafood.
All right.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
No, just keep moving. Keep going.
No. This is my podcast. I can stop and berate you when I feel like it. And I'm about to fucking mute Steve-O because I hit remove. It didn't work. But anyway, first of all, largemouth bass ain't seafood. That bitch is fish.
It's a fucking fish.
Yeah, but it ain't. You ain't finding no largemouth bass in the sea. In the ocean, they don't exist.
I don't know, man.
I don't eat anything that fish.
Those giant grouper resemble a bass a little bit.
Oh, Lord. This motherfucker can't even... Steve-O can't even spell science, and now he's trying to talk it. I mean, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Y'all have made me erase my whole all my questions y'all made me erase. I hope I can... Thank God we only got one question left. All right. This is what we known for, besides cracking open a beer at the beginning, which I didn't do.
You didn't do.
I fucked that up. And so
we did
Alex
it beforehand.
Alex can get mad because I don't care. His ass is on a boat in the Pacific, and he ain't done shit.
Or he's on the
November. So fuck him if he gets mad at me. I love you, Alex, and everybody, our fans. Alex says, hey, he's going to be back in April. I pray to God so I can finally just sit back, drink, say a word here or there and be a pretty face, because that's what he brought me on here to be.
Amazing.
Was handsome.
I don't know about the pretty face part, but
nobody asked you, Steve. Nobody asked you. Fucking Beetlejuice. She gonna sprinkle some shit on your head. It's gonna shrink you to smaller.
That's when they're in the waiting room, right?
Hey,
that's right. Yeah. That's right. What a great fucking movie! I love
it. It is. We're
gonna do a Bass and Brews live. Hold on. No, you listen to me. Let me finish my podcast. We're gonna do a Bass and Brews live, and we're gonna live watch Beetlejuice.
They'll shut it off.
Live commenting on Beetlejuice.
Best part.
I love it.
Best part of Beetlejuice is when he's in the graveyard and he kicks the fucking tree over. And he looks at the two of those assholes and he goes, nice fucking model. Honk, honk. That's part of the fucking movie.
So any of our listeners right now, if you would like for us to do a live watching of Beetlejuice, send me a message
definitely,
on Facebook,
definitely,
Instagram,
definitely
anything.
The
Text
best
me,
movie.
It doesn't matter. Holla at me if you want to see us make that happen. All right,
definitely.
Last three questions.
Hold on. Shut the fuck up, man. Definitely the best Michael Keaton movie ever, next to Batman.
No. Beetlejuice, and then what was the one where he had he kept replicating?
Multiplicity.
Nah,
that movie was shit to Batman.
Oh, that shit was better than Batman.
No.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Oh my God, that was the best Michael Keaton
don't
ever.
Listen to him. He's just thinking of that because that's his drunk days when he's fucking wasting. He sees 8 things in the same.
I was like 7, Steve.
Bro, that movie is nowhere near Batman. I am Batman. What?
Michael Keaton was the worst Batman ever.
No way.
Oh, come on.
No
bro.
way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No.
Yeah.
George Clooney was the worst Batman ever.
Yes.
Oh my. Oh, Bo. No. George Clooney was a doctor.
George Clooney played Batman in the 90s, buddy, and he was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
He was a doctor before Batman.
He was the worst. Val Kilmer was probably a little better than him as fucking Batman.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer was the best Batman.
No, he wasn't. Come on.
Look, I'm sitting here arguing with you motherfuckers, and I've only seen like 2.5 Batman.
Listen, it goes Christian Bale, Michael Keaton.
Stop. We done with fucking Batmans. We done. All right, Big D.
All right.
Answer this question properly and fastly. Don't be thinking about it. Top 3 Sammich proteins.
Oh, yes, I love this one. Roast beef, bacon, ham.
Good sandwich. That's a good sandwich.
That's a good fucking sandwich.
We could call that the fucking Northeast cheesesteak.
Except
with some real American cheese. Oh yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
American.
Real American. Like Land O'Lakes American, not in the little fucking foil packet shit. The sliced stuff.
Oh my god. Look, folks, fucking Land O'Lakes ain't got no real cheese.
Listen, the best cheese out is the Boar's Head 3 Colby Pepper Jack cheese. That's the best fucking cheese out.
The best cheese is after I eat cheese. Hey-o.
No, that's definitely not.
No.
All right, dude. We're gonna wrap this up. Big D, tell us, thank any sponsors or any partners you got. Just here's opportunity to holler out some folks.
I want to add a question.
Oh,
I want to add a
what
question.
Fucking Steve? What?
Hero?
What?
Big D, hero roll or white bread?
I don't like this question. I'll go with white bread.
Nice.
Yeah.
But ain't a hero just meat on white bread?
No. The roll, the actual hoagie, or whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from. We call it subs. The actual sub bread.
Grinder rolls.
Sub. I never thought I'd be the day where I'd see Paul Heels fucking
a little stumped.
Yeah, he's all fucked up.
I don't understand. You said a hero roll or a white roll?
No, I said
white bread.
Slices of bread. Slices of bread.
Motherfucker, why didn't you say sliced bread?
I understood what you said.
Oh, no.
D understood. What the fuck?
When I go to order a sub sandwich, I'm like, dude, you want white bread or do you want wheat bread? And I say one or the other. When you say white bread and you talking about hoagies, look. We call that loaf bread or sliced bread. Most of it's loaf bread. Hey, you want loaf bread or you want a hoagie roll?
You want a sub roll? You want a sub or you want sliced bread?
Sliced bread.
Jesus Christ.
That's a good one. You should keep that question. I'll give you that one. Hey, Paul.
First of all, Alex gets to decide the questions, and his ass ain't here.
Exactly.
And I ain't changing none of the shit. I might fuck it up, but I ain't changing it. All right, Big D, shout out your people, Hoss.
Yeah, I got to thank HOOKSET HOODLUMS, obviously, because that family is absolutely fucking nuts. Reaction Tackle, Cortland Line, Sleigh Right Fishing.
Hey, how is that braid, Cortland?
I like it. The only thing I don't like about it is after a little while, the color comes out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Who else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Doomsday.
We lost Paul.
Yeah, we did. I think he had to go to the bathroom because he's old. Has to go to the bathroom all the time.
What do you use from Doomsday? Are you talking about the Doomsday Baits or Doomsday
the rods? I've used both. Actually, they have some cool baits too. I used their paddle tails for a while. They have a little shad that you can use as a drop shot. As a drop shot.
Is that the one with like the fish inside of the fish?
There's a like aluminum foil inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
kind
then
of looks like a bunch of fish together.
No, it's only one, but it has a foil inside of it. That's cool. Like I really talk about bait stuff as I really pulled into baits that are unique like that.
Yeah.
Their frogs are amazing too.
Steve, holler at your people, Bo.
HOOKSET HOODLUMS. I got some big stuff going on this year. I got flirt skirts. Jigs are gonna be ride with me this tourney season. Spear point hooks. I'm you can see it right there. Stretching lines. We're rocking out.
Yeah.
But on the podcast forum, they can't see shit, buddy. So
I'm sorry, man. I'm wearing an ultra limited black with red stretching lines bass logo snapback cap. You cannot buy these at the moment as they are sold out, but I'm pretty sure they're coming back because they got some mean ass motherfucking tiger stripe hoodies that have the same logo on them, and it's fucking primo.
Nice. All right, who else you got, Hoss?
I can name them. Beast Coast is on there.
Yeah, Beast Coast is gonna rock with me. Beast Coast actually gave me permission to use their logo on my jersey this year. So nice. It's kind of like a soft partnership. Hopefully, put up some big numbers this year, and that could turn into something. But I'm really gonna be pushing flirt skirts heavy this season. A lot of bladed baits from them. A lot of micro jigs. I don't know if I can break away from the Beast Coast swim jig yet. It's kind of I don't know. That thing's like crack, man. And that hybrid hustler is also a pretty good fucking bait. Wisco baits, shout out to Josh. He's doing some really good things. His baits are pretty awesome. I think the mail service stole my first round from him. But
he's got to ship those. He can't ship them in no damn white envelope.
No, USPS. Whoever at the USPS, they must have a gang of Wisco baits.
They can't be thick. If your envelope is thicker, they won't send it.
It won't go. It won't go through the machine either. Tear it up anyway.
Obviously, HOOKSET HOODLUMS. First and foremost, those guys have been behind me from my first tournament till now. The support between everybody and the whole crew is amazing. And I mean, just from like whenever any of us are in a tournament or something new's coming out or somebody trying to launch something, just the support everybody gives each other is next level. You don't see that with other quote unquote pro staffs. A lot of out for themselves, and you're not getting that here with us. I mean, maybe just because me and Cody are fucking insane, but like going to the OGO Invitational and meeting up with everybody, and then like this weekend coming up, we're gonna shoot up to the Jigs and Bigs, and I know if everybody can make it, they would do the same thing. And also, I think getting something more centralized where everybody can actually meet, and just the diversity of it, it's definitely something that I never expected to be a part of, and I'm really, really glad to.
Yeah, I agree. The family that we have that surrounds HOOKSET is phenomenal. Bass and Brews and Jigs and Bigs and Old Glory and Stretching Lines. It's just Wesco Baits. It's going to be something that's
Old Glory Outdoors. Shout out to them. Fucking who the fuck is Joe Brown? I'll tell you who the fuck Joe Brown is. Joe Brown's a guy that if you're fucking serious and you send him a DM and you say, I need this, this, and this for a tournament I got next week, he'll have you that shit wherever you are by
next day,
Wednesday, Thursday of that week. That's who Joe Brown is. That's for Sean the Fisherman.
Well, thanks, guys. It was great having.
And shout out to Bass and Brews, man. Fucking Paul Heels, the fucking stud that he is. He's sober tonight, it looks like.
Yeah, he didn't get all three of them down,
which is amazing.
They all gone, buddy. I ate before I came on tonight, so I needed more like 6.
And listen, guys, if you listen to this still and you stuck through this 2 hours, check out Stretching Lines Angler's gear. He's got a full run of apparel now. What else you got? What other stuff you got? Coffee mugs, right?
Yeah. Fire crawls on the website.
Paul, okay. Spawn's coming. Fire crawls up. Get it while it's hot. Literally.
Chatters and jigs will be next week.
Let them know. Once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone. Limited. There's 10 bags of each up there right now. I may have a couple kicking around after that, but that's it. I'm only doing 10 bags of each.
Guys, thanks for coming on, Big D. This was awesome.
Wait, Paul, wait.
Oh, no. I'm fucking meeting you, bitch.
I'm just messing with you.
Look, thanks for coming on. Thanks for giving insights onto the lure making and how you started. Some tips for people that either want to make their own shit or get started into the lure making. It was awesome. Steve-O, thank you for showing up an hour and 85 minutes late. We really appreciate you taking time out of your night from your family to come on and take over the podcast. We do love you. I will also say we'll close with HOOKSET HOODLUMS. Check out their apparel. It really is awesome. Good shit.
Listen, guys,
HEYYYOOO 10 for your discount.
you want American-made, quality, firefighter, I don't know, first responder-owned company-made baits, hand-poured, none of that machine-poured garbage.
I think Paul's falling
custom
asleep.
colors, affordable.
Alex, this is the first
stretching anglers, fishing gear. I don't know the stretching lines, anglersgear.com.
Stretchinglines.com.
All right, so he's muted, so he can talk all the fuck he wants. This is Alex. I promise. I tried to end this shit 20 minutes ago, and Steve-O took the fuck over. He's been drinking a lot of liquor, I can tell. Anyway, check out HOOKSET HOODLUMS. They do not sponsor this podcast, but they are family. We're part of their staff. We love them. They do a great job. Also, check out the Bass and Brews fashionable apparel. You can find it under my Instagram in the link tree. Go there. This shirt is, let me tell you, I thought this was some cheap ass shit, and it might be, but this shirt is comfortable as hell. Like, I put it on, I'm like, God dang. I've even washed it twice to see if the paint will start to crack. It ain't cracking yet. So get you some of this apparel. Until Alex gets back, I don't know if we can make no money off of it or if we're just contributing to somebody. Also, if you can, go give us a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And we just created a YouTube channel, Bass and Brews Podcast. No, I'm sorry, shit. A Facebook channel, Facebook page, Bass and Brews Facebook page. Go like,
Paul,
go comment.
Paul, can I make a suggestion?
Oh, Lord, what?
You should probably write all this stuff down and put it right next to your computer so you can see it.
That shit. I don't have time. The only thing I read off in this whole podcast is the shotgun questions. I ain't got time. Hell no, it's a whiteboard, bro. That should be all fucked up by the time I had to read it off. Anyway, go do all that shit. This is Bass and Brews. This was another great episode. Having fun. Entertaining. That's what we ain't no fishing podcast. We an entertainment podcast. We're here to give you some tips, maybe a trick or two, and not the horror kind. But we also give you lots of laughter, I hope. and if you're not laughing at what we say, at least come online and look at us. And I promise you'll laugh a lot, especially with Steve. All right, guys.
HOOKSET
love y'all.
OG Scuba Fishing. Save 10%. Spear Point Hooks. OG 10.
Thank you. Okay. You've already had your chance. Thank y'all. We appreciate it. Bass and Brews out.
Bass and Brews a paddle. Get it.